This painting is a unique painting and justifies an exhibition of itself because it tells a story, a very interesting story about the relationship of a donor and an artist and what the relationship has brought to the artist's creation. This painting is a product of a commission that Harry Torczyner has asked Rene Magritte to make a painting for his office because he had 3 windows and one window was facing a block wall which he didn't like and he wanted to conceal that window. So he writes to Magritte a letter asking him to have a painting block the window. And Magritte thinks about it and Harry Torczyner writes again and asks him, he says his corner is screaming for a Magritte painting.
It was painted specifically to cover a window in my father's office, which looked on a brick wall.
We see here a very interesting dialogue between a patron of art, a collector of art, and an artist, and what's the part of each of them in this painting, the creation of this painting. So Harry Torczyner says he wants this rock to fly above the sea. And Magritte asks, what kind of sea? Would it be a calm sea or a rough sea? And Harry Torczyner asks for a rough sea. Harry Torczyner asks for a balcony to be in front at the bottom level of the painting as he looks through a window at this scenery. But also Magritte says, no, that's not really good for it. It will interrupt the whole scene. So this correspondence, which exists in a book that Harry Torczyner published of all his letters to Rene Magritte back and forth, shows us the way this work came to be through a dialogue between 2 people who really appreciated each other, who loved art, who loved to imagine and to experience the fantasy and beautiful things. And eventually Magritte creates this painting in his house in Brussels. It's also a different way of painting a landscape. You usually see a landscape horizontally. This is a vertical landscape, and we know it's because he wanted to cover a window. So the proportions of the window made the proportions of the painting. What is so exceptional in this painting is the image that was so known in Magritte's work that he wanted to interfere our look. He wanted to make us come and look at a painting and see a beautiful scenery, but something is in our eyes, something is blocking our view, something is not okay with this scenery. It's not a regular landscape. We see this huge rock flying in the air and there's a castle atop of it, and that's what's so stunning about this painting and what made so many people want to see it, want to look at it. Magritte's work at a whole, and especially Le Château de Pyrenees, is very graphic, it's very clean, it's very, you don't see the brushwork, it's amazing to see that it's a painting, and this is what the pop art artists really loved about it. They loved the clean lines, the clean colors. But contemporary artists today also find a lot of attraction to this work because of all the questions it arises. When we look at the third book of Gulliver's Travels, when Gulliver arrives to Laputa Island, he looks and sees an island with a city hovering above the sea, above his head, and he's astonished by this image. And this is something that was already known in Magritte's time. It's a book that he most certainly knew and read. And I think that this image of Granville might have influenced Magritte in his image to the Castle of the Pyrenees.